This is the Voice of Charleston Women podcast, where you can meet like-minded, strong, independent, professional, and inspiring local women. Connect, learn, grow. Let's all support each other as we rise together. This is Voice of Charleston Women.
Welcome to the Voice of Charleston Women. I am Erin Kienzle, your host, and today's guests have something to teach you. I think something that we all need to learn because they are the queens of the treasure hunt. They have made bargain hunting an art form. They call themselves the Gathered Hens. And with that said, I'd like to welcome Amber and Cheryl Bennett to the show. Good morning, ladies, or hello, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. We are so happy to be talking to you because I think there's not anyone listening right now that can't learn something from you because we all want like a great item at a steal. And that's really what you excel at, right?
Yes. Yes. We're all about the bargain.
Yes.
Whether it be a yard sale, estate sale, whatever, we're definitely there to save some money.
Right. So just kind of tell me how this started and what was just kind of like a side project or just, a hobby, if you will, has turned into a business. Like you are so good at this.
So I have always just loved decorating myself. And whenever I met my husband, I first met my mother-in-law, and she was very much into garage selling. I had never been to a garage sale before, and estate sales. And she invited me to come along, and I had no clue what I was in for because it's very serious business. It's not, something she takes lightly. So I started just going with her, and then we hit, a few a year. We try to go to,
Daniel Island
and the Ion.
Right. So at what point, Cheryl, did you realize that like Amber kind of was good at this, that she, could turn this into something more?
Well, the very first time I met her was in church. And her style, her dress, her appearance, I thought, I told my son, I said, she's a keeper. I mean, she looked really good.
But thankfully he listened to you.
Yes,
right.
Yes, he did. But I think that what happened was she came to visit me one time, and there was something that I had gotten at a garage sale.
A gold frame.
And she said, "Oh, I love that. Where did you get that?" And I said, "At a garage sale." So from that, we just kind of got together and liked doing things together and going to find all these treasures. And they're happy, happy times. She says that I'm very serious, and I am about garage selling, but we have loads of fun.
You have fun. So put it into perspective for us, because, I have, I'm sure, a few items around the house that we picked up at a yard sale, but most of us don't have a ton. When you go through your homes, it's the majority of what you own, right, has been picked, if you will, from yard sales, garage sales, estate sales.
Right. The only thing, that hasn't been picked would be, like our beds or couches or things like that. Well, actually, one of our couches was a find, but it was basically brand new. It's just somebody bought it, didn't want to take the time to take it back and just, maybe put it on swap site or something. And but yes, the majority of our stuff is from estate sales and garage sales, our finds.
How much? Now, my bed is an iron bed, and it is from a garage sale. And we've chalk painted it, and I like shabby chic, so we put the bedding and the pillows and all that on it. And I've had it for years and years and years.
I'm sure it's hard to quantify, but do you have any guesstimate just by purchasing things at yard sales, garage sales, how much money you have saved over the years? Had you gone to a retail store, a big box store, and purchased some of the stuff? Do you have any idea?
Hundreds.
Thousands.
Yeah, probably thousands.
Well, definitely thousands, because in our new home, we just renovated my parents' farmhouse, and we were on a picking spree. We went to Georgia because we saw something on the swap site. We're like, oh, let's just go look at this little thing. Well, when we went there was a 5-foot Waterford chandelier that's 100 years old.
Wow.
Gorgeous. And it would normally sell for $30,000. And we paid, well, I won't say what we paid, but anyway, I mean, it was like, would you say 90%?
At least 90%.
At least 90%.
You got a deal. Yeah.
Yes. No,
So-
it wasn't a deal. It was a steal.
You got a steal. I misspoke. It
Yes.
needs a steal for sure. So how do we do this? Because I've looked at like Facebook Swap, I'll see the garage sale sign driving down the street, but obviously we're not doing it right. The majority of us, there's a science and you have very strict rules that you follow. So kind of if you can shed some light or give us some insight on how we can do this.
Okay. So I'll let her give the rules, but it actually starts the night before.
Okay.
We don't just start out Saturday morning. It starts on that Friday night.
Okay.
Cheryl.
And where do you go? I mean, the newspaper, websites, where should we start looking?
So when we first started doing it, it was, there wasn't swap sites. So it was, get your
Craigslist.
newspaper, Craigslist, and get your newspaper. And we have actually even, if they had their address in the paper and it wasn't a neighborhood sale, we would kind of Google the house and then say, oh,
Right by.
I think we're going to like their style. And you can almost
I feel like you're
tell
stalking a little bit. It's
A little-
genius, but it's slightly stalking.
just a little.
Okay.
A little bit.
Now,
I feel like if they expect us to show up Saturday morning, then Friday night ride by.
Totally
It's not
fine.
really stalking. Right. Yeah, so it used to be newspaper. It used to be the newspaper, but now, it would be posted on the marketplace or, Facebook.
Okay, so you do everything, you kind of scope things out the night before, and then the day of, I imagine you want to be the first ones there. Like, what time do you set the alarm? Kind of walk me through that day of garage sailing.
okay. On Friday night, some of the things that we do, although we do preview as much as we can, we have already gone to the bank and we get money, cash, and we
Okay.
have cash. And you want to have ones, fives, tens, 20s on up, and have that ready in case you don't want to spend a lot of time going through your purse or trying to dole out money or whatever. So you're organized as far as your money. You have a little notebook where whoever you're going to buy from, you want to get their address and telephone number and name, because the day of the garage sale, you're going to have to go back and get your items that you bought.
Because if you take the time to load it up in your car, then you've wasted precious time and everyone's beat you to the next house.
Genius. So you pay for it, tell them to hold it, and then go back later to pick up the items.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
and sometimes later in the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's something really big.
I feel like at garage sales, you never pay full price. It's always a bargaining. What, do you have any rules for that? Like if they're asking $10, where do you start with your offer?
Well, it depends on what it is, but usually you would just say you already have something in mind what you think you want to pay for it. You don't want to be insulting, or you don't want to offer something so low that it would, make them upset, or they think you were just trying to get over on them or something. But you would just say, is there any way you would take less? I usually try to start out like that. And
That's very
be
polite.
kind.
I like that.
Very kind and very nice.
Yeah.
And no one tells her no. Nobody has ever said, would you consider, do you think you would consider taking less?
And then sometimes if you really don't know where you want to go to start for offering a price, you could say, well, do you want to suggest, some kind of range of what you were thinking, if you could go lower than that?
Yeah.
Just talk nice.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you're giving them the power. They feel like they have a little bit of power with the bargaining.
And usually they have already priced those items up so that they know you're going to ask if they'll take less.
So how many places, so you get there as soon as things open, buy, move to the next spot, how much can you cover in one day? Do you have a target, or it probably just depends on what's out that day or what's available?
It does depend on what's out. And when we go over to Daniel Island, there's several areas on Daniel Island. Some are more high than others, as far as I'll say their houses are a lot nicer. And then from that, you figure, well, they're things that they're selling, those are going to be pretty nice too.
Right.
So you have areas. You have to plan.
Jackpot houses, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yep.
So
That's
what's
right.
the rule with that? You don't want to go to a house that maybe you could afford. You always want to go above your level.
Yes.
Right. So we never go to houses that we could afford, because we figure if they're, getting rid of their stuff and then we want their junk basically. So we we go to higher end, neighborhoods, and
people are all the same. Everybody's alike, whether they're wealthy or middle or, people are just people.
Yeah.
And they're nice. And the things that they're usually getting rid of, they've had for a long time, and they're just refreshing their house,
Right.
So we want to refresh ours with what
their stuff, with their cash crops. Do you have any points as far as like what are really good items that you should look for secondhand? Certain pieces of furniture or kitchen items. Are there any things that we really should try to target that you seem to always find really good buys?
Well, you want to look for things like Pottery Barn or name brands or Ballard Design, and whenever you see something, a lot of times they'll advertise where they have gotten the table, the chair, whatever it is. And we know name brands that are nice, and well made.
And how much it sells for. You might want to go on Swap and just put Restoration Hardware or, that way.
So we've talked a lot about yard sales and garage sales. You just mentioned the swap. What are your rules for those Facebook mom swaps and stuff like that? Are you always scouring or searching for the same things?
No, I would say we don't. Ours is primarily like furniture and home decor, since we like to decorate more than, stuff for the kids or whatever, even though, you can find really great deals that way.
Yeah. What is the best tactic that you find? Do you find more success with the online swaps, with the garage sales, or an estate sale? Like, where do you seem to have the biggest jackpot?
Garage sales.
Garage sales.
Garage sales. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a difference in COVID? I mean, have they decreased, I would imagine?
Yes.
Yes.
Substantially.
Yeah.
A lot less.
And then even, in 2008, when the recession happened, it used to be that you could just get a ton of stuff, but then people kind of stopped redecorating and kind of waiting.
Right.
So then it affected that too.
Yeah.
I can give you a good, for instance, of a deal, a steal. It would be a patio set, wrought iron table, 6 chairs, nice, from a very nice family, a very wealthy family. We got one year for $25. The whole table and 6 chairs. And it was a little bit rusty. And they wanted to get rid of it. A lot of people don't have trucks or means to get rid of things. And if they have something they're replacing, they want to get rid of it. And on that particular item, we never even offered anything. She just said,
take it.
I'll let you have it for $25. And then you say, oh, great. I just love it, and I'm looking forward to painting it and making it my own.
Yes.
But that is one good example of a great deal.
Perhaps one of your best finds. I had asked you before we started this, I mean, you guys do you have different tastes? Do you ever find yourselves like going after the same item or fighting over something, or it just works out that you each go after your own things and it's all okay?
Well, we do it together, so what we'll do is Cheryl usually drives. She has the minivan.
Yep.
And then, so she'll drive by real slow, and then I'm looking, and, I can see kind of what people have sitting out, and we'll say, keep going or stop,
Yep.
And then I'll jump out. And then she taught me, you just put your hand on it if it's something you want. And then that way people know it's yours, and wait, I know if it's something shabby chic, she's going to want it. If it's white furniture, she's going to want it.
White painted.
Yep.
So we,
distress.
We work together on,
What is your funniest story? And all the time doing this together, are there any stories that are just crazy that you have to tell, or any fights you've had with other people at garage sales? Like, I'm sure you've seen it all.
Oh yeah, we have. Well, one particular wasn't at a garage sale. It was on, she doesn't even know what story I'm going to tell.
Is it the consignment?
What was that one?
The one where I got the chair covers, the slip covers.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's a good one, too. Yeah, okay, well, we'll tell that one. So this was on the trip when we got the Waterford chandelier and the 6-foot-tall 1800s mirror. So we are leaving there, and we stopped by, what is that name of that town? Monticello,
yes,
Georgia. Oh, I probably shouldn't say what store it is. So anyway, we go in this little store in their downtown area, and we're going around shopping, seeing what they have. And this lady had a little antique store, and she had a white table that I fell in love with. It was perfect for my concrete planter that I keep my big flowers in. So I went over and said, I want to buy this. And she said, oh, I can't sell you that table. And I said, well, why not? And she said, well, the lady that owns it, she's decided that she wants to keep it, and she would kill me dead if I sold you this table. And I said, well, it doesn't have like a hold tag. It still has the price tag on it. I was like, well, can you just call her and see if maybe she might want to sell it?
Yeah.
So she said, oh no, this lady is mean as a snake. I cannot sell this table, So then I convinced her to call the lady, and she's over there on the phone. Well, I'll just tell her that, you're not going to sell it or whatever. So I'm looking at Cheryl to tell her that I am mad as a wet hen, that this lady won't sell me this table. And usually I'm not like that, but I had a particular purpose for this table.
Right.
So anyway, I'm looking at her trying to say, we're done. We're not shopping here anymore. And she's over there with chiffon bed linens just all over her head, like measuring stuff out.
Checking it out.
And I'm over there going, we're leaving. We're not staying at this lady's shop.
Cheryl's having a great time. She's not leaving.
Oh yeah, she's not leaving.
No, because in that same moment, I had found some slip covers for some Parsons chairs for $10 each, and they were white. They had ruffles on them, and I'm over there and just enjoying that find and thinking, I've been looking for these things for 2 years, and I can't believe it. Thank you, Lord, and all this stuff. And Amber's over there. And I'm looking at her, and I don't know what's going on with her, but I'm having a ball,
Oh gosh.
So did you get the table or not? How does this end?
No, I didn't get the table, and
I did get the slip covers.
I had stacked all these little silver finds and things over there to purchase, and I didn't buy any of them.
I'm done. I'm out of here.
And I swear, I usually am not like that at all. But
the moment.
Yeah, well, just that the lady was scared of the girl that owned it, and I thought it was silly,
Right.
So anyway.
So you said that piece had a purpose for your own home, but you guys have so much. You've turned this into a business now.
Yes.
When you're shopping, it's not all for you. So the Gathered Hens, tell me what it is that you guys do. I know you do design. Do you do some events for people? How does it work?
We do. We have a big heart for nonprofits. Yes. And so we like to go Pinewood Preparatory School. We decorate their auction. It's
every 2 years.
Yeah. So I team up with another designer, Carrie Crosby Interiors, and she also has a big heart. And so we like to just take everything that we have, and we offer free services. And we just go in, and it's a gymnasium where they have it, so we transform the gym. That's cool. And you would never be able to tell that you're in a gymnasium. So we collect our stuff. We get it at great deals, and then we're able to, help raise money.
That's wonderful.
For worthy causes. Can
someone hire you, like, for example, I need a new dining room table eventually. Do people hire you if they're looking for specific items, or can someone say, hey, Gathered Hens, like, I really need this?
Well, we don't really take clients just because I have small children. And yeah. So, trying to juggle the Charleston women, so it's easier for me with the business while my kids are young, to do this online and kind of teach how we do it. And people are a lot of times interested in our stories, because every time we go somewhere, there's always a story.
And with that said, we absolutely need to mention, I want you to tell the listeners your Instagram handle, and you have a new YouTube channel, which I just checked out. I think it's awesome. Where can I go to follow along and see some of your scores?
The Instagram and YouTube handle is the Gathered Hens. And then on Facebook, it's just Gathered Hens.
Okay.
So yeah, and we have a website too that shows some of our designs and finds that we found, but we're really trying to promote, the online.
That's right. You guys
social
do
media.
A great job. Before we go and we're out of time, do you have any last takeaway? If you want the listeners to remember one thing from this, one piece of advice that will really help us in our search as we look for great items at discount prices, what do you have to say?
Well, for me, I'd say you often go to Goodwill, thrift stores, different places. You cannot believe the things you can find. And you don't have to spend a lot of time. You can just go and do what I call a flyby. Just go in, check everything out, walk all around and see if you see anything you like or want or need. And we have things that we're always looking for, things that we have in a notebook, whether it be draperies or just furniture or items for our house, dishes. I got a whole set of dishes one time at a garage sale, and it's Limoges, and it's very nice. It's pink flowers, and I'm saving that for my granddaughter Clarabelle. But I'm telling you, you just don't ever know what you're going to see. So those are the kind of things you want to do,
Yep, just about the frequency. Amber, any parting knowledge before we go?
Oh gosh. Just that we have so much fun when we do it. It's a good time, and it's a great way to save money.
It's always extraordinary. We always have great fun, and we always get good things, and we share things with people too. And we're glad to help people, with different weddings and parties and different things, or if they need to borrow something, we want to pay it forward.
That's wonderful. Well, you two have certainly made my day. You have the biggest hearts, and I know you're trying to save money, but it seems like it's just about the relationship between the two of you and the fun that you have and the passion that you have when you do this.
We love it.
We do. I can tell. Absolutely a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for sharing our knowledge.
Thank you.
And there might be some extra people now at those yard sales, now that we know some of your tips.
That would be great.
Scoop in there. Ladies,
just don't go for any white tables.
Don't go for the white table. Amber has kids. She gets mad. You just heard. Ladies, such a pleasure. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, it is the Gathered Hens is where you can find all the information online, and the YouTube channel. It's great to watch some of your scores. You've been listening to the Voice of Charleston Women, and I'm your host, Erin Kienzle.
Thanks for spending time with Voice of Charleston Women podcast. Please like us and follow us on whatever platform you're using to access Voice of Charleston Women.